fight for the U.S. Senate seat representing Virginia came head-to-head this week. Incumbent Tim Kaine and challenger Hung Cao participated in their one and only debate. Kaine, the longtime Democrat who has held the seat for more than a decade, and Cao, a Navy veteran, is backed by former President Donald Trump. A lot of topics were touched on during the debate, from the economy to gun control, immigration, and even their stance on what's happening in the Middle East. Each of them trying to convince Virginians they have what it takes to represent them in the Senate. Republican challenger Cao criticized the last 4 years under the Biden-Harris administration, while Senator Tim Kaine praising his record. And one of the biggest concerns for Virginians and many Americans is the economy and how inflation is impacting their pockets. When asked how they plan to help relieve Virginians, Cao says that energy independence is the answer to bringing costs down, while Kaine says the policies he supports are already making a difference, especially after COVID.
Right now, we need to be energy independent. That is the crux of everything. If it costs more for a farmer to farm their land, it's going to cost also more for a trucker to bring it there. And what they've done is they've made us dependent on oil from countries that hate us.
Our economy has rebounded faster than virtually any, and inflation is coming down. Let's continue to invest in clean energy that's affordable. Let's continue to bring down costs on prescription drugs for seniors, and let's continue to provide American adults with relief from student loan debt.
And joining us now is Larry Sabato, the founder and director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia. Professor, welcome back to Capitol Review.
Thank you so much.
Your thoughts on last night's debate?
It didn't change the fundamentals of the race. I think just about everybody who follows politics across the country knows that Tim Kaine is a heavy favorite for re-election. This was the one and only debate between Kaine and his Republican opponent, Hung Cao. There have been other opportunities, but Cao has simply not taken them up. He's refused other debate opportunities. So this was really it. And if Republicans were depending on that debate to change the flow of this election, they're sorely disappointed today.
If this were about style points, some say this was Cao's first time on the big stage, where, of course, Kaine has been there before. Did that kind of show yesterday?
Oh, sure. I mean, Tim Kaine has been running for office successfully since the 1990s. Richmond City Council, then Richmond Mayor, then Lieutenant Governor, then U.S. Senator twice. This is his essentially third term. So sure, when you've got that much experience, and he was the vice presidential candidate in 2016, that's pressure. This debate was not pressure for someone like Tim Kaine, though he certainly didn't come across as arrogant or simply assuming that he was going to be reelected. That can be fatal for an incumbent, but he didn't fall into that trap.
Do you think that the candidates effectively addressed or discussed the issues that Virginians care about most?
Well, they covered some of the logical ones, but partly they're dependent on what they're asked. And remember, this is just an hour. You can't even begin to discuss inflation or immigration in an hour. So given the constraints of the format, it was fine. It was okay. People got a sense of who the candidates were, and they simply assumed today that the partisan labels project pretty much what the candidates think. And they're right about that. We live in a very polarized time.
Were there any moments that stood out for you?
The end. But no, not really. I don't think any moment in that debate will live in history, at least as I viewed it. Maybe others feel differently, but there was nothing there to compare with you're no John F. Kennedy, if you're looking for something like that.
Do you think, Professor, that the only way that Cao could win is if President Trump were to win Virginia? Do you think that there's any kind of a path for Cao?
You got it exactly right. If somehow Trump won Virginia by a fair clip, then he might create coattails that could carry Cao in. But as we all know, Donald Trump is probably not going to win Virginia at all, much less by a good margin.
All right, Professor Larry Sabato, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.